I do this shit for the love of the game.
Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Microphone on mute. Good start, jackass. Microphone on mute. Good start, jackass. Alright, we're good. First up, just got Season 2 of Fallout Steelbook in the mail. I think I may have missed the day it came out. I don't know when. Very recent. But I just got this puppy. I already watched about half the season. 3 discs. One of the discs is still in my player, but there's... And it looks just like Season 1. I should have got this ready earlier. Yep. Well, here you go. Season 1. Season 1. Season 2. Woo! I got the steel books. And I really wish these came with more things other than having decent, nice looking packaging, but... But here's what you get. Just like the first one, you get a bunch of cards, and I don't know what to do with these. Maybe I put them on the wall. Things like that I don't find, useful, but it came, this one, Season 2, came with a bunch of cards as well. As you can see, here we got Norm, we got Stephanie, we got Cooper's wife, whose name I keep forgetting, Joan maybe. There's Hank McClane, there's Mr. House with the bisexual lighting. You got the Gual, you got Maximus chilling, and then you got Lucy with her okie dokie. So I don't know, maybe I'll put these on my wall or something. I mean, what else are you gonna do with them? Put them on the wall behind me or something? I need more things to put on the wall behind me. That's why I turn on my TV, to have my own show playing in the background. So it's like some meta thing. I got some meta show going on. But that's the limited collection edition. I don't know. I got it off Amazon, and Amazon makes the show, so... But I just wish there was more to it. I'm not big on statue type things or whatever, but something like that came with like a Vault Boy set figure. I'd like that. Cream soda. Crushed cream soda. It's good shit. So yeah, another slow week in the adaptation space. A little bit of news about the Gears of War Netflix movie. There's a pretty big article from Entertainment Weekly I want to look at that's about Xbox in general. Xbox has had a shitty ass week. Fuck, now my nose is running. But just after having a pretty great showcase and a bunch of good news coming out, it was inevitable that it was gonna be bad news. And a fucking price hike with another price hike with the console. Just more disgusting greed. I don't care what anyone says about it being RAM or AI or tariffs, which is slightly part of it, but it's still just greed. Like this generation has been disgusting in terms of greed with the PS5, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo. What the fuck, Web Dave? Web Dave up in the hizzy. Are you still on Ray Ray show? Or did you just leave? I only left because I wanted to do my show. I would have stayed, but fuck, my nose is runny. Hit the like button. There's nobody in the fucking chat. There's like you and nobody else. So you're telling yourself to hit the like button. I don't know. I could drop an invite if you want to come on. I only just started talking. Unless you're too good to come on my little poopy show, act like you're all cool here, and then on your own show, you're like, "Who's this guy in the chat? Who's this Tgan guy? I don't know him." Small time, under 1,000 channel having punk. JK. What are you up to? But people might watch a replay. No one's gonna look at the chat in a replay. I never look at a chat in a replay. Oops, I don't even watch replays anymore. I used to be all I ever how I watched them, but then I was like, wait, it's way better watching it live. Well, I'm here talking about the recent price hike, but I don't want to talk too much about game news. But it's been a pretty slow week again for the adaptation space. Liar. Yeah, work on a Saturday. It sucks. Always having excuses. Web Dave. Tell the world that I'm on live. Yeah, so it's been a shit ass week for Xbox. And I guess tomorrow you're gonna talk about the but you read the comments so that you don't have to read your chat. I don't know how else to like read the chat doing a live. Like maybe I'm using Streamlabs, so I'm still like new on it, but it's like the only way I know how to properly read the chat is to just have it open on my phone so I can just look at it instead of having to fuck around with screens. Plus, I log in through a different account, so it looks like someone else is online watching. I'm pretty sure the only people watching right now is you and me. With the new price hikes, I guess you're going to talk about the new price hikes tomorrow, but it's already old news, but it's shit news. But right here, when you have the little AI summary, which I think some people don't like, but I like it. I like the whole giving you the entire summary of everything. Plus, the first result is IGN, so fuck IGN. I hope they lose traffic for that. Microsoft is raising console prices worldwide by 100, 512 gig, and 150 terabyte models. Effective August 1st. This marks the third price increase in 13 months. Driven by a severe global shortage of memory and storage components that have risen more than 2.5 times the cost. Oh, yeah, well, you're saying too much, too many words. You're reading your chat out loud just like you did. Well, I tell people randomly while I'm like talking, or be like, hey, if I see more than 5 people in my chat, which is a good day for me, I'll be like, yeah, like and subscribe. Doesn't work though. Still haven't figured out the YouTube secret yet. So here's the new US pricing. Though in Canada it'd be like $100 more. 512 for $499. See, that's how much the fucking Series X when it first came out was, I think. And even $399 for the Series S 512 is still too much. Series S 1 terabyte. 600. You're paying $100 more for less than 500 gigs. You're paying $100 more for like less than 500 gigs. That's basically what you're doing. You could fucking, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. Series X digital, $749. Series X with disc, $799. That's how much. That's the one I have. Now look to see how gross it is for Canada. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the American pricing now. I'm in Canada, for fuck's sakes. I'm sick of these a-holes assuming I'm in the States. No offense, Dave, but I'm not a big fan of your country right now. Game Pass Ultimate in Canada increased. No, it's $25.99 right now. Unless they changed it again. This must be old news. Ultimate is $25.99 now. Yeah, this is from fucking October. Why are you showing me results from October? Give me new results. It's irritating me how fucking hard it is to just find straight out answers. The Series S expected to be almost 600. X is like over 900. And you pre-order GTA 6 yet? In May 2025, Microsoft raised console prices globally by 80 to 100. See, $70.99 USD. Okay, it's not that much, but games here now, brand new, straight up, are $89.99, and I just looked to see how much the GTA 6 is right now. Ultimate Edition in Canada is 140. If I want the Ultimate Edition, and all that controversy that they started now, which over like the difference between the base price, which in Canada ends up being over 100 with taxes in. See, I don't know if you can see from there for no one who's watching, but yeah, I don't know. What the fuck? Why is it delayed? Did my camera just turn off for no reason? Am I still online? Why the fuck did my camera just freeze? Okay, my camera's not moving, but I'm still here. What the hell just happened? I don't know what just happened. I can remove myself. I don't know why my camera's not moving. I think I touched it and it made something go loose. Deactivate. Activate. That may have fixed it. I reactivated and deactivated it. I'm not sure why why that happened. But just to prove a point, for whatever reason, as I fuck with my camera, but if you can see the actual prices, it's 109. The base version of GTA 6 in Canada is 109.99. So that's over 100 for just the base game. 139.99 for the alt. So there you go. In Canada, just the regular game is over 100. Make that make sense. Excuse me. I don't know. I'll just leave that open in the background. Why not? Yeah, so another shitty news. That's what they do. Have decent news for a second, and then it's back to shit news. And that's pretty shit news. And considering there's supposed to be layoffs soon. So I don't know. I'll talk about the GTA 6 thing in a minute, but there's something slightly game adaptation-y over here on Geek Tyrant, where someone is saying Call of Duty's bigger than the MCU. Xbox CEO makes a huge claim as game adaptations hit Hollywood. Was this Matt Booty again? That might be from that huge Entertainment Weekly article that I'm going to look at in a minute as well. Oh, CEO. This could be something we're already read or about to read. The world of video games and Hollywood have become more intertwined than ever, and Xbox is making it clear it's planning to keep pushing that crossover event even further. As the company continues expanding some of its biggest gaming franchises into movies and TV. Xbox CEO Asha Sharma has made a statement that's sure to get people talking. Call of Duty is bigger than the MCU. That's quite a claim, considering the MCU has dominated theaters for nearly 2 decades and generated more than 30 billion at the global box office. Sure, fucking gaming makes like 30 billion a year. But from Sharma's perspective, Xbox's biggest franchises are operating on a scale that puts them in the same conversation as some of the largest entertainment brands on the planet. Sharma, who stepped into the CEO role earlier this year, is currently leading Xbox through a major transition period. While the company evaluates its internal studios and future business strategies, one area that remains a priority is bringing its gaming properties to film and television audiences. Like and subscribe. Several projects were already moving forward. Live action adaptations of Gears of War and Sea of Thieves. Several projects are already moving forward. While a Minecraft movie is getting a sequel after becoming one of 2025's biggest theatrical hits, on the television side, Amazon Prime is continuing to build on the success of Fallout, with the third season already works, while a Wolfenstein series is also being developed, which I did a video about a few months ago. Perhaps the most ambitious project on Xbox's slate is the Call of Duty, a live-action film based on a long-running shooter franchise. Currently targeting a 2028 release and will be developed by Taylor Sheridan, writer of Sicario and creator of Yellowstone, alongside producer Peter Berg, and I'm pretty sure Peter Berg is directing it too. Speaking with Entertainment Weekly. Yeah, this is literally the article that I'm already got linked to in another window. Speaking with EW about Xbox growing presence, Sharma expressed confidence in both the company's franchise's Hollywood desire to work with them. Wow, wow, wow. I honestly don't see the point of reading that when I can just read it from the actual article. This is the big eDubs article that came out on Monday, but it's about Xbox's. It's about. Look at my cat; she's doing funny stuff. Out of the Xbox at 25, the gaming giant seeks to level up with new ways of play in Hollywood and Hollywood adaptations. Really, for EW's first gaming cover in more than 2 decades, key members of Xbox dive into the new era of play, upcoming movie adaptations, and a brand reset. I guess they're not going to talk about the layoffs in this and the new console upgrades or price rise. Why are you making so much noise over there? Among the red seats of the David Geffen Theater, the atmosphere crackles with anticipation and a touch of anxiety. It's early June at the Xbox Showcase, the annual event in which the gaming giant previews upcoming titles. So this was like probably about a month ago when they had the showcase. Maybe it was early this month, I already forget. Internally, the festivities are described as their Super Bowl. The room itself, inside Los Angeles Academy of Music Museum of Motion Pictures, is filled with a mix of press, influencers, the makers of the presented games, and enthusiastic players. But millions more monitor the live stream from afar, eagerly awaiting the next big announcements. The showcase arrives just 5 days after PlayStation State of Play, a similar event focused entirely on Xbox's longtime friendly rival. I wouldn't call it friendly. In the console wars, at the end of 2025, Xbox hardware sales dramatically trailed the Sony owned PlayStation 5 and its covetous exclusives like God of War, Superman, and Ghosts of Tsushima slash Yote. Covetous, according to you, that meant Xbox was trailing both PlayStation and Nintendo, who Switch reigned as current king of consoles. As the showcase countdown clock on the stage jumbo screen punches down to kickoff, one developer on the Halo Studios teams about to reveal more of Halo campaign involved that franchises fully make up the game that started it all. Remarks to a colleague how stressed he is. The feeling isn't unwarranted. These sporting badges with the phrase fan on it have no issues voicing their opinion live in the room in front of the creators themselves. Let's watch some trailers. One cheeky attendee exclaims, "Your mom is cheeky." Look at this, though. I guess Entertainment Weekly still releases magazines. Does that mean, do they release, what the fuck is that? A bunch of covers with different multiple characters? Asher Sharma, the newly minted CEO of Xbox, who is listening to the room from backstage, wasn't expecting the crowd to be so vocal. She's still new, that's why. It's one thing to hear about Showcase, it's another thing to watch it, and then it's completely indescribable to feel. I've never worked on a product that had this much impact on people's core identity, their lives, their stories. So honestly, it was overwhelming in a really good way. And that you just feel the responsibility and purpose and joy. I'm actually an introvert, so all this is a lot to process. She's an introvert, hey? Matt Booty, who's been rising up the ranks at Microsoft since he joined in 2010 and was promoted this year to Xbox Executive Vice President and Chief Content Officer, acknowledges you can't anticipate how an audience is going to respond. You start getting nervous, getting in your head. So when I'm in there and you hear the reactions, it makes me proud of our teams, and our teams love it. They work so hard for our fans and our players, and it's just energy back to them. Inside the room, the showcase felt like a victory lap. Especially for Sharma, who was welcome on stage like a rock star, sporting a black custom-made bomber jacket emblazoned with the brand's signature X. Well, that's not it. We just said it was black. The green trim over white Adidas sneakers, another homage. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not black. I don't know. Maybe colorblind. Oh, I guess they said sound check. So I don't know. She doesn't seem like an introvert, so good for her. She's very confident on stage. Unlike past showcases, this year's event coincided with a massive moment of change at Xbox. As the brand celebrates 25 years, Sharma has big plans to transform the entire division. At first, some thought of her as a prophesized herald of the end. Yeah, they thought that she was coming to sunset it. If the social media backlash were to be believed. One tweet summoning up the most common criticism of the Wisconsin-based black belt in Taekwondo labeled her as an AI executive with no background in gaming. In other words, this former non-gamer coming from Microsoft's AI space Instacart and Meta was not exactly the expected choice. Then Sharma hit the ground running, officially renaming Microsoft's gaming division back to Xbox, announcing a new controller and boot-up theme, touting Project Helix, lowering the price of Game Pass, confirming console exclusives like Gears of War and Clockwork Revolution, and more. All in on just their first 100 days. Now that those first 100 days are over, now the bad news happens. I added that part. Now you're more likely to find Sharma Photoshop on the internet as a Jesus-like savior. We had this discussion early on where a lot of people said, hey, it's going to be a tough landing. Since I've never had a public profile, let alone in gaming, I guess I just didn't know what to expect. So I think it's really hard to prepare for these moments, and then when it's happening, the only way out is through it. But that path has proved a bit leaky. Yeah, your mom is leaky. Just a couple of weeks out from the showcase and their interviews with EW, leaks began to press about potential layoffs. Sharma and Booty then jointly announced a reset in a memo to staff that they, in the spirit of transparency, made public directly on the brand's website. Among various points were mentioned of a decline in annual revenue, the hardware component crisis, the still rising inflation of console storage component costs, and how they overextended as they executed on changing strategies. Among various reports and online rumblings of entire studio closures, Xbox has not officially commented on the matter. Sources tell EW that restructuring plans are still being finalized. Leadership aims to exhaust all other options before making these decisions, and Xbox will update teams. New Tomb Raider? Oh, that means the game? That could be interesting. Technology companies are going through this. They mean in the game. They don't mean the actress, the Sophie, whatever, who's playing him in the actual movie. Tech companies are going through this. Entertainment companies are going through this. And certainly gaming is not immune. When COVID hit, all the demand came forward at the same time that AI happened. The whole industry is in a time of change. In a couple of weeks, I'll share some numbers with the team, and then we can share some numbers with you too on the state of Xbox and the work ahead for us, and how we're going to make sure that we are a stronger business on the other side. Sharma's vision is to turn Xbox not just into the biggest gaming company, but the biggest entertainment company. That includes expanding their imprint in Hollywood by piggybacking off the success of a Minecraft movie and Fallout, with numerous other movie and TV adaptations in the works. The main goal remains making Xbox the go-to destination for play. The next generation, their no one form of entertainment is play. Sharma says, it's not about what we say, it's about what the world does, and they're deciding that gaming is one of the most important forms of entertainment today. The next generation is saying it's the most important form of entertainment. So we will continue to meet players where they are. So here's a cool picture of her and Matt and Jonathan Nolan. So they must be on set. They're literally on set here. So this is supposed to be exclusive as well. So Hollywood levels up on Xbox games. So it doesn't look so much like a set. I mean, in the background, people are just like whatever, chilling, going through their cars. But here you have a Mr. Handy. It feels like this might be a thing they just had for the fan fest. It's like, hey guys, check out what a Mr. Handy looks like. Look how much work and detail they put into it. Of the dozen plus members of Xbox Extended Family Networks that spoke with EW, most can remember a time when adaptations were considered Hollywood's bastard children. Mark Grisby, who, alongside with Jack O'Hara, is co-head of Infinity Ward, one of the few studios that make Call of Duty games for Microsoft. Remembers watching the 1994 Street Fighter movie as a kid. I was so upset because I love the franchise, he remarks of the Jean-Claude Damme led flop. That's how I felt. I wasn't even the hugest Street Fighter fan, but I wanted to see the movie, and then when I did, I was like, what the F is this? I'm really excited about the one that's coming out. Yes, that's the reboot coming in October, which I'm kind of looking forward to seeing because I think it could be pretty good. And then we have a live action Call of Duty coming from Taylor Sheridan and director Peter Berg in 2028. Grimsby comments, I love movies, I love video games. The fact that I'm working on a franchise, I was working on a movie right now, is one of my greatest dreams. I'm the same way. I would love to work in movies, but I love video games too. To work on a video game movie would be like the best of both worlds. Booty attributes Hollywood's new focus on adapting games to the medium's place in pop culture. According to the Entertainment Software Association, consumers spent $60 billion. So you think about that. And that's just in the US. Just like I was saying when they're talking about how the MCU made 30, I'm like, gaming makes more than that in a year. And of course, once again, I was right. They made $60 billion just in the States. So if you add the entire world, that's even more. Significantly higher than the $8.8 billion spent to see movies during the same period. Of course, see, it's not even close. And in terms of what they're watching, Super Mario Galaxy, based on Nintendo Classic, is currently the top movie of the year, 6 months into 2026. But I don't believe it's cracked $1 billion yet still. Booty also points to the swath of Hollywood filmmakers and writers who grew up on games and now want to adapt them, as well as the higher substance of video games themselves, 25 years after the launch of Xbox. There's been an appreciation for the game creators as artists. Booty says, we've come a long way from red pixel shoots to blue pixel. We're actually telling stories and have a social impact, importantly creating worlds and fiction that are extensible. There's no one seen as more prolific in this regard than Hideo Kojima. The Japanese creator behind Metal Gear Solid has a different approach to adaptations. A member of the Xbox family through a partnership on his upcoming horror experience. Weird that they're calling it an experience and not a game. OD. Kojima is adapting one of his more recent projects, Death Stranding, into what he describes as a 2-hour art movie. That doesn't sound appealing. If it's just going to be all your dumb, pretentious game that I thought was boring as balls when I played it. With director Mark Sarnowski, A Quiet Place Day One, instead of a strict adaptation of the Norman Red-led title. For a movie adaptation, I wanted to try a different path. I don't know if this will be successful, but that's the goal. While the Death Stranding film isn't under the Microsoft umbrella, the company now has more than a dozen movie and TV titles of their own in various stages of development. 2 of them are already proven hits. A Minecraft movie inspired by the massively popular sandbox game from Mojang became the fifth highest grossing movie of 2025 worldwide. Follow, adapted from Bethesda's wildly popular world of Vault Dwellers, is the second most watched TV series on Amazon after concluding its second season. It's kind of nuts that show feels like it ended so long ago and it was only just in February. Speaking in late May from New Zealand, director Jared Hess is now 4 weeks into filming the Minecraft sequel. Entitled A Minecraft Movie Squared, Kirsten Dunst has joined the cast as Alex, the primary female avatar of the game, alongside Jack Black, Jason Momoa, Daniel Brooks, Matt Berry, and more. There's more stuff. It looks like it could be more on set, but what's Todd Howard doing? He's playing with like a miniature Deathclaw. Boop. The Deathclaws are done so well in the show. Like the last episode I just watched from season 2, the first time I see a Deathclaw, and the digital compositing is like so good. Alex is such an important character in the movie world that you want to make sure he's represented in the movie, and she has a great part. Hess calls the sequel much more ambitious, noting that we're bouncing all over the place to so many really, really unique locations. It's bigger, it's crazier, it's funnier. The first teaser poster revealed twin axes glowing purple, and the filmmaker confirms that fans think it means the introduction of enchanted items into the film franchise. Yes, but purple is now bisexual lighting. Don't people know that? Ever since GTA 6 has purple, purple now means it's bisexual lighting. So it's weird that purple is suddenly popular. The first teaser poster also revealed twin axes. I already read that part. We're taking Steve and Alex and going on his epic mission back into the overworld, he says. We're definitely expanding their abilities and things that they have to do to get the job done. Over in the Fallout region, Amazon is swiftly moving ahead on Season 3 with Aaron Paul, a Fallout fan from way back, per Todd Howard, the head of Bethesda Gaming Studios, now joining the cast alongside Ella Purnell, Walton Goggins, Aaron Morton, Emily Mortimer, Manny Jacinto, and Thomason McKenzie. So those last three are new. And now you have Aaron Paul. So he's going to be part of the Caesar's Legion or something, maybe. That's what I think. Howard confirms pre-production is underway in season 3. It's going to start shooting soon. Shooting just started a week or two ago. Fallout season 3 filming just began like a week or so ago. We talked about this at the end of season 2, hinting we're going to new places. So one of the things that we all love about Fallout is the geography of the world and being able to show some new things in the Fallout world that I think will surprise people that they've never seen before in the games. As for those new adaptations, Booty & Co. provides some key updates, while keeping others a mystery for now. Netflix announced a live-action Gears of War. This article is so huge, but it's got a nice chunk of adaptation information. Even though I just did a video about Gears of War, which is going to come out in a day or two. Netflix announced a live-action Gears of War movie from director David Leitch and writer John Spates. EW can exclusively reveal that the film will tell origin story of Delta Squad, a ragtag crew of soldiers who wage a desperate war for survival against the Locust, a race of subterranean creatures set on destroying humanity. According to an official description, the game really is about the bonds between teams. It's about brotherhood at its core, Booty says. When you go visit their studio, their tagline is never fight alone. So when you think about that for a dramatic narrative, it's a pretty good starting point. What does it mean, their tagline? There's like a big old sign at the entranceway or something. There's like a giant Marcus Phoenix statue, I bet you. I say at the entrance of their studio, there's a giant Marcus Phoenix. EW can also report that Sea of Thieves would develop into a live-action movie. Marvel filmmaker Destin Daniel Cretton, Spider-Man Brand New Day, and Shang-Chi were produced through his company, Hisako Films. Director not attached yet. Why doesn't he just do it? He's doing the newest Spider-Man, so that's a pretty big deal, and it looks pretty damn good. The main character of Sea of Thieves game is actually the player and the community. So if you sit down to think about Sea of Thieves, it's not. Who are the main characters? What's the plot? It's a super social game, but there's a tone to Sea of Thieves. It's built on a very cooperative community, so you can start to sense what's going on, what's this going to be like. Other known adaptations include animated series based on Gears of War and Minecraft, a live-action Wolfenstein show at Amazon, and a Fallout Shelter reality. Yeah, I forgot about that. The Fallout Shelter reality show. How is that going to work? It's like people going to be like an actual vaults dressed in the Vault series, but it'd be like Big Brother or something. That's kind of what it sounds like. Basically, Big Brother and Fallout Vaults. James Ullman, Matt Booty, discuss Fallout Shelter. That's it. I don't know. All you really see is a door. This just looks like a straight up pose pic, not like a he's in the middle of actually saying this. They're just like, all right, guys, pretend like you're giving a shit about what he's saying. The previous Halo adaptation at Paramount Plus didn't make it past season 2, but the series shot up to the top of the charts when Netflix picked up its streaming distribution. Could it come back? Halo, first and foremost, is one of our biggest franchises. It's iconic to Xbox, and we're certainly going to invest. As for the rest, other titles that make up the over a dozen adaptations in the works, Xbox isn't quite ready to talk about them. But will they say anything about a possible animated Candy Crush movie? Did they just make that up, or is that a rumor? I think it'd be super fun, said Todd Green, the head of Candy Crush owner King, another jewel under the Xbox umbrella. We do have a rich cast of characters, and there's something very distinctive about both tonally in the experience and visually about Candy Crush. What we're trying to do is explore the boundaries beyond games. We've got over 20 franchises that have made $1 billion lifetime. Booty recognizes some of the games under their umbrella. I feel a lot of responsibility to shepherd that. We're the stewards of that IP. We're not the owners, because really the communities own those. Sharma clarifies, you don't see us try to become the biggest linear provider in the world or anything like that. But I think great games are culture, and culture is entertainment. If you think about it, we've got the number 2 show of all time on Amazon. Minecraft was top 5, and Call of Duty's bigger than the MCU. So it all measures. There's more appetite to work with us on titles than ever before. Game on. In order to wrap their head around this current moment for gaming, Sharma needed to look past 25 years of Xbox. That history manifests at the Microsoft Archives, a building situated in the brand's campus in Redmond, Washington, just outside of Seattle and down the street from Nintendo HQ. Part museum, part database, the archives contain everything from a 1978 memo about the first photograph of Microsoft employees, to early Xbox consoles, to costumes from the Halo TV series. This is like the longest article of all time. With her official announcement as CEO in February, Sharma decided her first job was to listen and learn about Microsoft's Xbox past and what made it the brand it is today. Here's what she found. I'm learning a lot about the brilliance of our artists and what it takes to make a game. And not just a game that is beautiful, but a game that is just so deep with characters and worlds, has potential to invite millions, if not tens of millions of players. We live in a world where almost every company is trying to automate the economy, and it's really amazing to see what we're doing. It's deeply human. They're art over science, but it's incredibly execution in order to actually consistently deliver great hits. Those hits keep coming. As of this story's publishing, Mojang has sold more than 400 million copies of Minecraft, securing its status as the best-selling video game of all time. So Minecraft is the best-selling video game of all time. This year will see the release of franchise's latest offshoot, Minecraft Dungeons 2, the sequel to the 2020 dungeon crawler Spin on the traditional offering. The first one came out and it was like a little surprise success. We realized that people want to play Minecraft in different ways. If you play Vanilla, a nickname for the original Minecraft, You don't play combat. If you like combat, you go play dungeons. Plenty of other games are waiting in the wings, including Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 and the sprawling fantasy world of Fable, both of which include notable actors from Hollywood sphere. Young Mazzino, who broke out on Netflix beef in HBO's Last of Us, portrays Private Park, a young South Korean soldier in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, alongside the returning Barry Sloan as the main protagonist. We had a range of cast auditions for Park in general, and Young wasn't my first pick. But seeing him on the performance capture stage and the different takes that he would do, I was wrong. This was the right choice. Is that Young Mazzino right there? Story is key to how a game like the new Call of Duty keeps gaming at the forefront of entertainment. In this new entry, the franchise goes to South Korean setting for the first time. Imagining a war with North Korea and the different character perspectives. We really care about it feeling like it's ripped from the headlines with something that hasn't happened. It's very important. It feels like it could, and really leaning into the characters that are experiencing these events. That's the most important part for the Infinity Ward version of Call of Duty. The Xbox Showcase previewed a slew of other games coming later this year, and the next but remained mysteries. Elder Scrolls 4, the latest installment of the Skyrim saga, still ranks high in terms of most anticipated titles. Harris says, it's our biggest project right now. Well, hurry up and make it already. That's what the majority of the studio is on. We need to get it right, and it's been a long time. Another is Marvel's Blade, the game based on the half-vampire daywalker from the comics made famous by Wesley Snipes. That game almost sounded like it was ready to be canceled, but they're still saying it's around. I'm not at liberty to say when we'll see more, but I saw some stuff yesterday, and the folks at Arcane are doing a really great job. Oh, this is where this picture first came from, the exclusive picture from OD. What Kojima is doing with OD, however, it feels like a league of its own. Sophia Lillis, Dungeons & Dragons, Honor Among Threes, Hunter Schafer, Euphoria, and the late Udo Kier, Flesh for Frankenstein, represent the three main characters in Kojima's OD, a new horror game made in collaboration with Jordan Peele. So you can see all the actors here, I think. That's the Sophia Lillis character, and there's that's the outline of Hunter Schafer because I already saw someone looking at this. I can't make it any brighter. Just right here. But supposedly there's something right there. I don't know if I save it, maybe. Okay. A scan was completed of Kier prior to actor's death, but the team couldn't make an actual shoot happen in time. Moving forward, she plans for Xbox to have more open ecosystem to invite more developers to have more types of games.